Once again, this being a new series on my channel, I want to talk about it for a second. If you just want to learn about the weapon that is the topic of this video, skip to the time shown on screen now. Alright, so if you're here and not further along in the video, that means you want to hear what I have to say. First, the Rampage video is live as of the time of this video being recorded, but I'm making this video early, so I've not yet seen the feedback on that video. That video is on perks, this video is on a weapon. I want to make sure before seeing the feedback on the perk video that I made a weapon video how I would make it so you guys can get a general idea of the style that I'm going for and can provide feedback accordingly. My goal is to make a perk video, then a weapon video, and then either go back to a perk video, or if it fits, do a video that really doesn't have a category. Also, since I plan to make videos ahead of time, you the viewer will know that I've seen your feedback when the thumbnail background changes. It'll make sense when you see it. Once again, I really need your guys' feedback on this video. I want to know if you like it, dislike it, what you like about it, what you dislike about it, what needs to be added. But with that said, let's dive in. Today, we are talking about the Energy Pulse Rifle right side of wrong. To start off, let's look at the stats of this weapon according to the API. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that the API can be off on some weapons. I think it's pretty accurate for the right side of wrong, but I've seen some rocket launchers that are just blatantly wrong. So take this with a grain of salt. The right side of wrong is an aggressive burst pulse rifle, meaning its RPM sits at 450. It has 35 impact, 64 range, 64 stability, 32 handling, a reload speed of 44, and a default magazine size of 40. These are the stats that you will find in game, and like I said, these are simply regurgitated from the API, so there are times that these are incorrect and won't be reflected in the game, but like I said, for this weapon, it seems pretty on point. In addition to these in-game stats, weapons also have a few hidden stats. For the right side of wrong, we have aim assistance sitting at 49, the recoil direction sitting at 60, and zoom sitting at 18. As of right now, I'm not 100% certain on what exactly these stats all mean. Obviously, I know impact is how much damage the weapon does, and the term reload speed is pretty straightforward. But while I understand the term recoil direction, I don't know what 60 means. Those are things that I may cover in future videos, but for now, use this simply to compare weapons of the same type. Next, I want to cover the kind of perks you can find on a weapon, as well as whether or not a curated role exists. With Forsaken, we all know that random roles were added and now exist, but each weapon has a different set of perks that are possible for its loot pool. So let's look at the right side of wrong. The right side of wrong, as of making this video, currently does not have a curated role, so there's no masterwork Bungie role to go seek after, maybe in the future. For the perks that are possible on this weapon, I'll be covering the magazine perks, the perks that I call Prefix Perks, and the perks that I call Suffix Perks. And in most cases, I'll not be covering the barrel and scope perks unless you guys want it included, so let me know. For the magazine perks, there are 8 possible perks that can roll on the right side of wrong, those being accurized rounds, drop mag, appended mag, tactical mag, extended mag, steady rounds, ally magazine, and flared magwell. Now, while this is slightly subjective and it's personal preference, for me personally, I'd aim for either appended mag, tactical mag, or flared magwell. But again, this is just what I would want, and you'll want to aim whatever fits your playstyle. For the prefix perks, there are 6 possibilities, those being Outlaw, Moving Target, Firmly Planted, Zen Moment, Under Pressure, and Hipfire Grip. And once again, while subjective, I personally would aim for Outlaw and maybe Moving Target. But again, I want to drive home, this is personal preference. This leaves the perks that I call the Suffix Perks, and the right side of wrong has 6 possibilities. Rampage, Kill Clip, High Impact Reserves, Full Auto Trigger System, Rangefinder, and Headseeker. And of course, if you want my opinion, I'd personally want Rampage for PvE and Kill Clip for PvP. Now that we know what can roll on the weapon and you know what I would want it to roll with, you also want this weapon and you want to know where to get it. For this weapon, it has 2 sources. The first of those sources is the weekly Spider Bounties. Each Spider Bounty will drop one of the many weapons and armor pieces in that loot pool, and right side of wrong happens to be part of that loot pool. So you can test your luck 14 times per character each week, but in addition to this, if you have bad luck, if you didn't know, almost every single Lost Sector boss in the game has a weapon or armor piece from that same loot pool that is a drop. So if you want the right side of wrong, you have 2 options. You can go to Ancient's Haunt, located in the Tangle on Nexus, or you can go to Ma'adim Subterrane in Glacial Drift on Mars. When doing these Lost Sectors, you won't be guaranteed a drop, but I personally tested the drop rates by completing 300 Lost Sectors and got it to drop about 7.67% of the time, or about 1 in 13 tries. So to round this video out, let's talk about how it performs in game when it comes to damage. For PvE, the damage varies. It depends on the planet, the zone, and activity you're doing, so I won't mention exact values for damage. However, for PvE, the headshot multiplier sits at about 3.38 times. In PvE, this weapon will do 16 to the body and 27 to the head per bullet, meaning a full burst would do 64 to the body and 108 to the head, putting the headshot multiplier at roughly 1.69 times. This means this weapon is a 2 to 4 burst kill. On the 4 burst kill, you'll need to land 13 of the 16 bullets anywhere on the body, and for the 2 burst kill, you'll need to land all 8 shots and 7 of them will need to be to the head. This means this puts the weapon's time to kill anywhere from about 0.75 seconds to about 1.6 seconds. And now guys, once again, I want a ton of feedback on this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you really like it and you haven't already, subscribed. Let me know what you liked or disliked about it in the comments. Let me know if I missed any information you feel should be in these types of videos. If there's a specific perk or weapon you want covered, let me know that as well. Check out all the links in the description, join my community Discord, follow me on Twitter, do all the stuff you normally do at the end of the video, and of course, as always, thank you for your continued support. So this brings us to the end of the video. On the left side of the screen is a link to my last video where I covered Rampage, and on the right side of the screen, eventually there will be a link to my next video where I'll dive into damage resistance and how it works in Destiny and pretty much any video game. That one will be a little bit more mathy, but I think you'll enjoy it. But that's all I got for you guys today, so I'm getting out of here. So my name is Matt, and I'll see you guys next time.